Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to Sapri Kaksha, and today we are gonna talk about Codeforces round 957. The first question is given Kemis has written three integers a, b, and c. In order to remember that he has to give Noobish monk a into b into c bananas. Noobish monk has found these integers and decided to do the following at most 5 times. Pick one of these integers, increase it by 1. For example, if a equals to 2, b equals to 3, and c equals to 4, then one can increase a 3 times by 1 and increase b 2 times. After that, a equals to 5, b equals to 5, and c equals to 4. Then the total number of bananas will be 5 into 5 into 4, that is 100. Now the main question is, what is the maximum value of a into b into c Noobish monk can achieve with these operations? The test cases are given within the range of 1 to 1000, that is the number of test cases, and the value of A, B, and C is given between 1 to 10. Now, coming to how to we can solve this question. Just a moment. Yeah. So, given three values between A, that is 2, and B is 3, and C equals to 4. I guess that is the case. Yeah, it's the same. Now, what we can do, we have total 5 operations, or rather, which means we can increase the total sum of these values by 5. Now, the main difference comes is which element to choose, because if we choose A, then and increase it by 5, 2 plus 5, and keep B and C same, it will be a different value. And if we increase B by 5 and keep A and C same, it will be different, and so on and so forth. Now, how to choose the most optimum way? Actually, the test cases are quite small in this case. So what we can do, we can choose any value in between them, or rather we can take the possibility of each and every possible combination which we can find, that is a plus 1, b plus 1, c plus 1, then a plus 2, or a plus 1, b plus 1, then a plus 3, or a plus 2, b plus 1, and so on and so forth. This recursion tree will keep going down and down. Now, the main number of times this recursion tree, this entire process will happen is 3 to the power 5, because there are 3 possibilities and overall there are each one is generating 5 different outputs, so we'll get the output as 3 power 5. Now, we want to reduce it further. Let's see if that is possible or not. Actually, that is possible. Why? Since we have total 5 operations as discussed over here, we have 5 operations. If I'm increasing a to 5, if I'm increasing a to 5, then I do not need to check whether b is increased or c is increased or not, because that will not be possible in this particular question, since I have taken all the operations in the 5 itself. So we can keep a variable k to count the number of operations taken, and when k equals 5, we will evaluate the sum of the given a, b, and c and get us the answer. And from all these possible test cases, we will find the maximum product. So the maximum product. Now this is one approach. Assume in a case where we never wanted to increase A. But when we are doing recursion, you will always see that A is always increased first. So in that case, what we need? We need is backtracking. So if I look at this question, the question requires recursion plus backtracking. Now let's dive into the coding part of the question as well. Now we'll create a file. In that import the required libraries. Although we need only the scanner this time. Created the library, taking the test cases. Now, since the string is containing, you can say, white spaces, we need to use the next line function. And also one thing over here to note as well, whenever we are using a scanner import or input statement, we need the console automatically jumps to the next line after taking an input. So like for example, if I gave the input 7, the console will give 7 and automatically jump to the next line. But we do not want this to happen. So for that, we write sc.nextLine once again, such that it does not take the input this as an empty string for where it would have been the actual numbers like 2, 3, and 4. It would not consider them. It would rather take this as the empty string as an input and give the wrong answer, or it would give through an exception or an error, something like that. So for that not to happen, we will make it jump again one more line, and there we will give the input. So for that, we wrote this sc.nextLine. Now, creating 3 arrays, integer a, new integer t, b, new integer t, and c, new integer of t. Now, we will be filling all those arrays. A of I equals to integer dot pass int s dot split. Now, why and what we are doing. Firstly, understand what is the input. The input of first line contains the number of test cases. The next line contains 3 separated integers. So this is a test case, right? 2, 3, 4. And it is a string. We are splitting it first. On the basis of the white spaces, we will get 2, 3, and 4 separately in the chronological order. And we are exploiting this 2 or taking this 2, the first element, the 0th element, and converting it into an integer from string. Similarly, we'll do this for the other cases as well. and rename them to B and to C. And similarly, update the indices. Now, I'll create a function max product that would give me the maximum product after applying these operations on the string. And for that, we need a recursive helper function that would take these three numbers along with the parameter k. That would be the number of operations. Now we are going to call all these test cases one by one using a for loop. I'll take it as a of I, b of I, and c of I. Now, what does it mean? A of I represents the ith element from A array, B of I represents the ith element from B array, and C of I represents the ith element from C array. Passing it into the max product function and calling the helper function for the recursive call. Public static integer, helper, integer A, integer B, and integer C, along with integer K, the number of operations. And now if K equals 5, we have done all the possible operations. We cannot do any more operations. We simply return the product of the numbers which we have at the current position. Now we'll take integer A increase as one helper function. There we will increase the value of A by 1. That means we have applied one operation. The B and C will remain constant, and the count of the number of operations done will increase by 1 as well. Similarly, for B, A will remain the same, but the B will increase along with the number of operations. C increase, A has remained same, B will remain same, and the C will increase along with the number of operations. And in the end, finally, we'll return the maximum we get from all these branches. That is from so this will be our code. So what we can do, we can test out our code by copying this test case and checking if the output is indeed 100 or not. Yeah, one is 100 and another one is 600. That is the output which we wanted. Yeah, we are getting 100 and 600 as the required output. All we need is to submit it again, and that will work pretty fine. And here we have submitted.